video is on routine, which is so important for people with trauma. Not just CPTSD, even PTSD, because I've known some people with it. And even without the complex trauma, like the wiring of PTSD, everything has to be structured. Like, if you put something down and then someone like puts something either on it or right next to it, even if you can still see it but you can't see the whole thing, we won't see it. Our brain needs things to be done a specific way for us to not panic and freak out or have a rage outburst. So up until the experience in Dalesford, I've always just had CPTSD. I have now apparently developed panic disorder as well. And what is that? It's an entirely new level of panic where your system will freak out and overreact. But it's not just an anxiety in your head. You feel it all through you. You start shaking, you start trembling. And it's the same level of fear as if an average person would have if something really fatal was happening. Like, like they just saw someone in a car crash, or, their dog just, died. Like that sort of like, oh my God, oh my God. And it's like, mate, like literally, you've just lost your keys, but they're here somewhere. The panic can really kick in. And the reason that is we have a system that has been thrashed around. It is so depleted. It is so heightened on edge, drowning in cortisol, that everything can like just spark it. We live like this, right? And we never know what's going on. And as soon as we lose, like get the slight trigger or fear, we lose the front of our fucking brain and we can't even see what's in front of us. Like I can lose something and it's like right there because of how panicky and freaking out I am. So routine is really important. And every day that I do mine, I can tell the difference in my day than when I didn't. And yesterday is the perfect example. So yesterday I went out to the camp spot, and I'm going to show you what happened, just because I'll do it in the, like at the end, I'm going to play you a short clip of what happened to me because I didn't do my morning routine. And what's my morning routine? I'm awake since about 3, and I'm in a lot of pain. So from about 3 to 7ish, 7:30, I will meditate. I will do some certain stretches while I'm in the bed, and I refuse to let my brain completely get up and wake up. Like I won't pick up the phone. I won't do anything except maybe go to the toilet if I need to. And it's important that you don't get up if you don't have to, because we're wired to just, as soon as we're awake, ping, get up, right? But actually, it takes so long for us to shut down and slow down and even fall asleep if we can at night, that but usually by the time we're awake, it's like we haven't had enough, and like to just quickly jump up, it can be quite dangerous. And so I'll spend the first few hours just laying there, but once I do get up, I can't open the door to even let Sadie out until I've done a few things, because my brain can only do one thing at a time. I can't multitask. So I can't be keeping an eye on her out there or wondering what's going on outside until I'm actually up. And that won't happen until I have. I need to first, as soon as I'm up, I do a tidy. I need to know exactly where everything is for the morning, because if I don't, I will freak out. Where's this? Where's that? And the panic will kick in before I even start. I need to just know that it's not cluttered or anything from the night before when I went to bed, or in the night if I've gotten up and thrown things around. Then it's important. I have to do at least 4 shits, because I've got problems with my bowels. I keep going to do things and then I just have to suddenly stop and do a shit. And it's like I need to really empty out, because it actually messes with me. If I'm doing something and something interrupts me, it fucks with me and it can cause panic. And that's including needing the toilet, or if I'm really heightened, it can even include a sneeze. So I will make sure that I'm pottering around and I'm not going outside until my bowels are empty, because there is nothing worse than getting halfway across the fucking bush and then having this sudden urge of just, oh my God, I'm going to shit myself, and having to just drop everything. and I have different routines based on what I'm doing for the day. So if I'm going out into community, I can't do anything the day before. I can't be doing appointments and dealing with the system. I can't be driving, going to the shop. I can't be doing anything that's a lot of stimulation and use of the brain and interacting that takes from the tank. I have to be doing activities that fill my tank. Meditation, yoga, healthy eating, playing with the animals, foraging, neuroplasticity, brain training, resting. Just sit around, watch some old Melrose Place, anything that's just simple. Don't take on anything physical, even at the van, don't be getting up, doing stuff on the ladder. Anything that's extra on the brain, out. Because you're going out into community and you need to fill the tank. If you're not going out into community, you don't need to be so hard on yourself, but you need to be understanding what you're doing and prepare for it the night before. So for example, I knew yesterday that I was going to my camp spot, and I knew that was going to be a long walk. I knew that if I was going to be carrying items, I couldn't carry too much because I knew that I had to weave and duck through all these broken branches. But what actually happened was I didn't do my routine properly. I didn't have breakfast, and I didn't do my yoga, and I didn't do my affirmations. So I went out with half a brain, and I wasn't thinking. And from the moment I went outside, I was making poor decisions that led to what I'm going to show you in the video, the panic, the freak out, the dysregulation. And it is 100% because I didn't do my routine. So before I open the door, I need to have my herbal tea, and that's made up depending on what I'm doing in the day. Am I going out into community? Okay, throw in extra anxiety and cognitive functioning, so that'll be things like extra rosemary, extra lion's mane, extra chamomile, extra ginseng, sage. But if I'm doing stuff that's more like physical around the yard, or I say yard, when I say yard work, I'm not actually in a yard. I'm in the bush, but I call the area around my van my yard. And sometimes I'm pottering around doing stuff there. So if I'm doing yard work, it'll be more like the information stuff, the pain stuff, the cognitive functioning stuff, but less of the anxiety stuff because I don't want to slow down while I'm doing all that. And I try and incorporate everything into my diet that I need for the day as well. I'm going to be doing a lot of physical work. Make sure I eat lots of goji berries today because I've got magnesium in it. So the diet and the tea and everything that I do in the morning is very important, and it kickstarts the day. Not doing that literally sets me up for failure. And you've got to do things that set yourself up for success. Affirmations. And that is not just like, you're good, you can do this. No, it's based on what you're dealing with. Okay, Chloe, you're going to that shop today. You know that man hates women. You know that when you go in there, he's going to trigger you. So you need to. And you get yourself ready to go into that shop. Okay, Chloe, you know you're going to be going into Centrelink. You know you can't deal with the lights and the queues and the banging. So you need to tell yourself what you need to do when you go there. Okay, first thing you do when you get to Centrelink, go to the side and find the security or the person who's answering the door. Tell them about your sensory. Straight away, go to the side room. Like, you have to plan out everything that you know, and you have to preempt everything that can go wrong. Because if you don't, the slightest thing will throw you out of whack. And once you have a panic attack, there's certain things you need to do to feel safe. If you're out in community or you're not in your safe space, you don't have the ability to just stop, drop everything that you're doing, do all these weird, wacky things to feel safe. No, you have to keep pushing through, and that's how you come undone. So you need to have the tools and resources with you. You need to have a catastrophe chart, which is on one of my videos. The tools and resources video. You need to have a list of things that you know you need to get done, and the order that you're doing to make them efficient, less drama. You need to know the route. You need to know the traffic times. I will drive an extra 20 Ks just to not be in a queue, because what panic does to me if I'm trapped. I can't be stuck in a long queue or in a traffic jam. I have panic attacks at the wheel. So I can't do peak hour traffic. if there's a crash, I need to just take a fucking exit and get out of there and go 20 Ks around it. So it's about knowing what you're dealing with more than anything, preempting everything that could go wrong, and filling up your tank and your tools and your resources to deal with what could go wrong. It is so scary to be in a world where your brain just taps out and you can't see in front of you, but no one understands you. You're constantly getting into pickles that cost money, that get you in trouble, or that put yourself and others in danger because you're panicking and freaking out because you're all out of whack. And so much of it comes down to just not having a routine or structure, or planning things properly.